for console. Uh, for the console, whatever we did the click like EC2 creation, load balancer, VPC, Route 53, RDS, cache, SQS. You tell any resource, there is a resource block in Terraform kind of keywords. There is a data block, resource block to create, data blocks to get the data. So if you see the folder structure, there will be main.tf, variables.tf, and then where the values will be there, tf vars file, start.tf vars file, terraform.tf vars file. So last time we went through some kind of basic blocks like resource block to EC2 creation. And then in VPC, we created VPC, then internet gateway, route tables, and then elastic IP, NAT gateway, and then the route table association. So these are all we used to create it. There is a concept called modules. In modules, what we do, module is nothing but where the resources will get created it. In Terraform, if you write the resource block, if someone wanted to reuse the code, instead of copy pasting that total resource blocks they can call the existing Terraform code with the concept called modules. So modules, the one will have the resource kind of keywords, resource creation, everything, resource block, data block, and all will be there. In module, in wherever you call that resource as a module, you will not be having the resource related. That we will see today, how to call multiple times that module, and then how to reuse that thing. We will see that thing. So these are the basic output, basic blocks in the Terraform. Output is to display. Terraform is to set the backend, and then the version settings. Provider is the one where we will be specifying profile, and then the credentials and all. These are the ones. So last session, we created this kind of structure. So there are the commands. We created this kind of structure. So I was having a kind of folder called a VPC folder that I will reuse today, like how to call that existing one. And then let me go for this code. So we have written, this is the kind of folder we have, modules. And then inside this module, I had a folder called VPC module. This module I will call somewhere after we test everything is working or not. This is what. So Terraform will have some of the blocks. Along with those resource data output variables block, there is a block called module block. Module is the one where the resources will created. If someone wanted to use that code, they no need to create the resource kind of keyword. Just they can call with the keyword called module. so so that is what my objective. We wrote the VPC code. We will reuse in the module, and then let's see how easily we can create, how easily we can call that other people code instead of you writing that existing code and all. So as I said last time, one of your job will be writing the modules, or someone already implemented it, calling those modules. It will be one of your job. So majority companies, if it is a startup company, they may not be having modules and all something. They'll go create like this folder, and then they will run from here itself Terraform, apply and all for that. So you should know that some projects modules will be used. Your job will be writing or using those modules. That is what. So, so we were creating a VPC, and then the components we created it last session. There were some of them we get in kind of pieces something. We'll fulfill them. So here is the VPC. We were creating the, sorry, something got broken. VPC. No, it is the AWS underscore VPC. Yeah, this is the one. AWS underscore VPC is the name we were creating it, and then creating the subnets. But you remember, if you want to create multiple EC2 mission, there is a meta argument called count. With this count, if you mention some number, right, automatically it does the looping. You no need to do specific looping and all. So if I want to create like this architecture diagram, where we had architecture diagram. Yeah, if you want to create this architecture diagram, We are creating subnets across the zones. So we would need 3 public subnets. With that, what will happen is your block will get repeated 3 times. 1, 2, 3, blah, blah. So instead of that, right, I'm going to write one time only the block. One time only I will write that block, and then I will use a function called count. This count, what it does, it will loop automatically. You don't need to do explicitly the loop kind of thing at all here. So for this, how much number I can give here? Right? Count internally will maintain index. I was telling last time when I was printing the IP addresses thing. So what is the number we can give here? Yeah,
One
0,
for
1, yeah, 2. So it will start from 0, 1, 2 something. Yeah, that you can say that. And then so when you create a subnet, right, in the console, first you will create a one in the zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, something, right? So for that, here I need to mention availability zone 1, zone 2, something. So I need to call availability zones here. So if you mention one availability zone, right, all these subnets will get created in one availability zone only. My objective was whenever first subnets creates 0, create in a zone 1A. Then whenever it create in zone, like create in the 1B, second zone C, I wanted to loop it. What I mean was, we keep it here. Subnet 0 means 1 internally, create in a zone 1. The code I wanted to repeat. Zone 1 like this. Sorry, subnet 2, 1, let's say 1A, 1B. I want to repeat that same code. Like for example, zone 2, zone. Okay. So count automatically does the looping. You don't need to do, if you specify count equal to some number, it does automatically loop. It does loop automatically. But whenever it is looping, pick first one, second three, something, right? For that, to call one by one value in the loop, there is a function called Terraform as a functions. You have seen one function already called file function you have seen. There is a function like that to call one by one value. There is a function called element function. In the element function, what I'll do, I will call zones, comma, I'll call that index, this index, this indexes I'll call like this, count, I'll call like this here index, count dot index. This element function I will use at multiple places I'll use. Why we use element is, let me show you syntax. So element will take a group of, for example, zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. It's a list, right? List will start like this. You remember we were telling it, list will. Here you will have a like zone 1A, like this, zone 1B, zone 1C, like this. And then it will take a count dot index, like for example. So count dot index will get from this value. The count will have internally one variable called index that will get called here. So you have to do loop with this element. If you say like this. So whenever count will repeat, right, first time, it will pick this value. Next time it will pick this value. Next time it will pick this value. And then this value will get incremented automatically, 0, 1, 2, something. So keep this for now, like kind of hard coded in the mind. I wanted to call from group with iterative approach. There is a function called element. Like file, there is a function called element. Keep this thought. So with this thought, right, I will say that element, get the zones, and then get the count. So instead of count, right, let's say if you hard code this count equal to 2, same Terraform code will not work in North Virginia, because in North Virginia, availability zones are more. So again, you need to modify this number in the variables.tf under. So there is you remember data block. With the data block, what we can do is, how many availability zones are there? Get them. And then call that value here. Like that you can do. So what I mean is, let me go to the data block, availability zones. zones. Yeah. Because availability zones we cannot create. There is no resource block for this. Only the option you have is the data source block only. Get this value as is, copy paste. In the main.tf in the module, right? In the VPC module, where we are creating resources. In top, you can say that like this. I need a zones obviously to create a subnet. Instead of hard coding, right? We are bringing dynamically zones. I wanted to print how many availability zones are there, their names. So what file I need to create here? I need to print this value. This value will give some output, right? I want to print. One file we will get created here. Can you guys help me? What file?
Outputs.tf.
Yeah, exactly. Outputs.tf.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me keep it here for now. Just to the block is called which block? Output block. Let's say AJets. AJets. Now I want to print it here. So you can say that value, and then I want to print this name dot available dot, then whatever the values are there, right? We need to check that here. What are the arguments it will give? Let's say here repeat attributes. You can get names, you can get IDs, you can get zone IDs. Let me print the names. We need the names only. Names. If you do like this, right, it will print the how many availability zones are there. Sorry, data. I'm sorry. Data dot. This is the name. That's why it wasn't. So you can print like this. Wherever you need, right, you can call also. You can call with this value. So there is a file function you have seen, right? One more element function also you have seen it. Now here you cannot pass that names here. You cannot pass the names here. You need to pass the number 0, 1, 2, 3, like that number, right? Like file, like element, there is a one more function called length function. That length function, what it will take? Length. Length will take this as an input. How many availability zones are? Take that total as length and then return me the count. This is the one. Now you will get the count here. This count will go here, and then I want zone names right here. I'll keep it this as is here. This value. This value here. So, oh sorry. Yeah. So whenever this loop will iterate, count will automatically will loop. No need to, you don't need to do. Instead of creating all in one zone, whenever it loop first, it will pass here 0. From this list, it will pick the first zone. Then next time again it will loop. It will take 1 based upon this number. Then like this, it will loop automatically. This element function will pass that value according to that. This element will filter one by one value. Count will loop. Length will give the count. So we are not hard coding this specific number. We are making dynamically. On any reason, it will work, this code. That is what. Now, same will repeat. We will repeat here. Same code. Same code. Copy paste this. Because we have to do same action in another subnets also, right? Here also we have to do. Also. Yeah, this is the one. Now, when you create a subnet, right? You see right here, CIDR block. CIDR block you cannot get dynamically because you are passing these sign values right here. Let me go to that from where it is calling. Can you guys tell me here when you see var dot, which file you need to look by default?
Variable block.
Yeah, it will go to the variables block. Here, pub subnet CIDR range. If you see like this, right, usually it will call one value only. If you want to call like multiple values, always recommend to like multiple values in the sense I want to loop one by one. First time zone 1 pick the CIDR range. Second time pick the zone 2, pick another CIDR range. Same, I'll repeat this code. Same, I'll repeat this code. Instead of passing zones right here, let me go to that variables. This one. Where dot will be passing that value here. Where dot public side. Where dot public side range. Yes. And then the index. Now, if you have like this, right? It doesn't take, I mean, there will be issues will come, like, for example, already exist or something, blah, blah. If you do like element, right? Whenever loop first time, it will pick the first value. Second time, it will pick from this variables value. 1, 2, 3, like it will iterate automatically. So for that, instead of where, right, I'll call with the element function only. Sorry, element with the list and then the index. Yeah. So here what will happen? First time subnet, count will loop. Second time, same, it will loop the one. First time it will pick the first zone. And then the first CIDR range from this value will pick. Like this, it will iterate automatically. In this, right, element, all this, count is the one, very important, will do automatically loop. Element is the one, I'm picking one by one value. So there are the few functions, you know, for looping one by one, count, and then to get list. List in the sense group of like zones, like CIDR ranges. Then we use a function, we are using a function called element. So keep this. Same I will repeat here also because I want to get one by one value. Instead of subnet range, right, I'll call this one. Yeah. Because subnets also needed a CIDR range. Obviously, I'm telling it first time, it will little like kind of mind, I mean, you'll have a here and there the keywords. Once you get hands on, you will get the clarity that I can say that when you create it. Bad at, yeah, these are the ones we are good. So we are getting the dynamically zones and then the subnet IDs. We are passing the subnet IDs dynamically and then the zones also dynamically it will iterate automatically. Iterate in the sense element it will do. Cool. So internet gateway, NAT gateway, this is the code is good. We last time. Yeah. Here we need to apply the same logic here also. Whatever we did, right, the subnets calling. Think here this will not work. I remember something. Yeah, let's see how it will. We'll see. Should take that. Tested it this code in my office last time. Let's see. So I'll go to this folder. I will not create from here. We will call this total as a module. Then we will create there so that you will know it how to call the module concept. For now, to test the syntax and all in this folder, I'll test it this code. Yeah, I'm going to the modules folder. The one of the module called VPC. Yes. Yeah. Here you have a structure, the structure, readme variables outputs. So can you guys tell me here what command, the first command we need to run from this folder? You need to see the Terraform code.
Dot slash
Init, Terraform init.
Yeah,
Terraform net.
you need some syntax errors. Okay. Duplicate. It will say the names also. Variables.tf, variables.tf. Somewhere we are calling the same value couple of times. Yeah. So 18 we used for bigger number, 21 is lesser numbers, 24. Yeah. This is the data block. I can say this is for data. So I need to replace it with that correct name. Let me go somewhere we have the
Both the names are same, right?
yeah.
Both the variables are the same.
I'm correcting it. This that key name should match it with this here. Yeah. Class 21 is lesser, right? 18 we are giving app submit, we are giving more cider ranges. Yeah. So here is that name will be the VP's name will come as a stage, everywhere stage. That let's see it goes. And then the here also names are there. Yeah. Let's see. It is working. Next command.
Plan.
Yeah. So when you say in the star.tf, right? Any like star.tf. Here you say that where dot some value. I want to call some value. So by default, in which file it will look now? In the current folder, which file to look for the values? This value.
Variables.
Yeah. Variables. Yeah. Sure. You can hard code also. Let's say, for example, I want to hard code the side range, you can add code, but that's not good practice. Always, when you write a Terraform code, right, whatever the flexible values you put into var dot, then variables.tf. In variables.tf, you will match the some value key, and then inside that you will be specifying some default value. If it is not default value, you can override with these files. Start.tf files. It can be any name. By default, it will look for this file, terraform.tf files. If it is other file, right? Let's say, for example, I have dev.tf files, like something, stage.tf files. So when you do plan, right, or apply, you have to do like this. Terraform plan -var file equal to, you have to pass, other than this name, you have to pass these names. These names you have to pass it. In this, right, you will not have any Terraform, no Terraform blocks. There is no resource, data, output, variables, or module, no. Just key value. This sum value equal to sum. That's it. In the Terraform TF-Wires, right, there is no blocks concept, just key value concept will be there. So some people will be using like this blah blah multiple files. You have to pass in the argument. Otherwise, it will prompt you. It will ask you to enter input. There is no value in the variables file. Now with this, go for the plan. Wait, this error is there. What is this? Main.tf, where that app subnet name. Acha, I have declared it. I have not. Next one, line numbers 46, 38, 47. Let's go with one by one. Main.tf, 38 line number. Go to the main.tf. 13, yeah. This, it is saying it, you are calling it, you are not declared that value. That is what it is saying it. You have undeclared input value. So you need to declare in the variables.tf. With this, go for here. So you can say that variable this name. This we are using for a name, so I can give a name. Say that default value. This is app subnet, right? Say that app subnet. keep in the quotes. It's a string. You can have a description, blah blah, other parameter. These are the basic one. Let's go here. One more. In the element function, it's a data dot subnet side range. Whether this key exists or not, we need to check a 47. Data. This is correct. Check. This is. I'll follow the strict naming convention. Side range. Here also side range. Here also side range. But what I declared here, yeah, underscore CID. It's again. Oh, same with the I multiplied other ones also. Copy. It is saying here you have declared, you are calling var dot, but that is not available in the variables.tf. It is saying it. Same pub underscore data underscore. Control D if you select, you can replace that multiple. This is citation. Control D, like this is the VS. Yeah, this is good. It is coming. You see right, you are getting the Jones value. You see right here because of the output. So 15 resources are getting created. It you can go through this kind of basic walkthrough. You see right. First, Elastic IP is getting created something, internet gateway, NAT gateway, and then getting called Elastic IP here. Where somewhere it will get associated. Yeah, I think here. Allocation ID will get it automatically after create, and then the route table getting created it. We are going to two route tables, public and private, and then the subnets. You see right, subnets will start with because we are creating 3 count equal to 3, right? 0. You can have 1, and then the 2 internally the index, and then the same will repeat data also. Data 2 public also same repeats. The VPC here. Here is the because we are printing that output, right? So this is, if you see like this brackets, that is called a list, and then within the double quote, if you see, that is string. This is the list with the string values 1A, 1B, 1C, and then we are having error at 111 line. 111. We are calling this multiple times. You see right? It is saying this inappropriate is tuple width. So this is returning after you create that subnets, right? Subnets, I'm calling all of them at once here. Then down. Calling all of them, it should work. It should work something. I'm calling all of them star. So here it is returning something called list kind of list. Another tuple is another kind of list, you can say that. So it is returning here, but it is not looping one by one. Can you guys help me here? I wanted to loop this one by one. I want to assign one by one. You know the logic. I want to loop this one by one. Whatever you got the keywords, tell me. I don't want to, I want to loop first. What keyword I need to use?
Element.
Element will call from the list one by one. Element will not do loop.
Count.
So here, right, you need to, how much value you need to get based upon the availability zone, based on the subnets count you need to do. So I don't want to hard code that value. I need some number equal to that availability zones or something. I want that number here. I don't want hard code. Which function I can use to get the sum? Something
Length
Length of-
function.
something right. I can use this. Yeah, just I'll copy paste to that level. I wanted some number. I wanted to get it. Let's say here, I'll copy paste. Let's say here also I'll copy paste. Here also I'll copy paste. So here you will get number count equal to 3. You can use different functions also based upon that, the logic. But I'm using the length, which will return me the number of availability zones, which is equal to 3 internally, like the index wise. Now I need to call one by one here. Here, let me see. Let's see. Now it will return the, sorry. Now you are calling one by one. Let's see. Star will return all of them at once, I think. So 0, I can put 1, 2, 3, something here. I put 0. Let me try this. Index. What I mean is, first time I wanted 0. Next time 1, 2, something. Let me try this. Star, right? You can go with this option also. Count value will come from here to here during the loop. Anil, you are saying something? Declaration time missing. What is that? Appropriate value for subnet. Yeah, it is equating string. We are getting a double value. Anil, what is that? Declaration time means. So let me save this file. Yeah, this looks good. So this looks good. So I'm going to iterate one by one with the count, and then I'm passing one by one value here. First time, second time, like this. You can use element function also. If you want to use, you can use element also. After getting that values and all, comma count dot index also. This is the one way also you can use it. Now, because the element will convert into one more type, I think, something whenever it is returning, blah, blah. So this also will work. Cool. So now here is the caching. Just think this. You wrote this code. Someone wanted to reuse this in their project as is. They can copy paste this code and then they can change their values. But that's not the reusability. Reusability means you wrote here, call this total into another. One guy will call as is. He don't write the resource block. You don't need to copy that kind of keyword. So for that, you remember one concept I was telling, right? There is a resource block you can call into another place. What is that concept, if you remember?
Module.
Exactly. So this is my module, which is in my local currently. I will call this folder in another place. Observe here. You remember this is the one last time. There is admin guy. This is the place. See, I'm telling module, let's say like dev, for example, dev VNV. And then where is this? This is in your local or in the remote. If it is the remote, you need to provide that URL. Git somewhere, blah, blah, that URL you have to provide. If this code is in some place, right, you can provide that path here, wherever that path has to be download, automatically it will download, that's okay. Now this code is in local. I wanted to call this folder from here to this VPC folder I need to call. For that, what I'm doing it, I will be in this main dot. It's in this folder. I'm coming back, dot. It is the my folder, VPC. Observe, let's remove everything. See here. That's it. This is enough. Now go to this admin to folder. I'll take one more tab. I'm not applying from the VPC folder. Admin 2, I'll go to the admin folder. LS admin here. Only one file, main.tf. If you do cat up that file, see, are we creating any resource? No. But what you are doing it, there is a one block when there is a some code block which is having resource blah blah. That block I'm calling with this skin concept called module. Now from this folder, right? Can you guys help me here? I'm not applying from the VPC folder. I'm applying some other place. What is the first command I can start here?
Init command.
Obviously.
Init command.
Init. That is the first command. Let's see. You see here, first it is scanning the module. It is checking somewhere. See here. See, one of your job will be like this. You should have like this skill set. If if some team will be doing this job, your job is to at least you should call the module. And then I want to override some values. For example, let's see. We'll see. Yeah. Terraform init. From that bin2 folder, please. Not from the VPC folder. I'm calling the VPC here. Yeah. Next command. Terraform plan. Now tell me, in Terraform, what blocks will create the resources? What are the blocks will create the resources, for example? At least sometime. You know already what block?
Resource block,
One more block also now it is getting created, right?
Module.
modules,
Yeah. I mean, module internally is calling the resource block, I can say. Yeah. Just have that. Module can do anything, but fun, yeah. Now go back to here. The admin2 folder. You see here? It is calling everything from the module blah blah something keywords. See, so we have not defined anything. Now one more admin guy will come. Admin guy. Copy. One more admin person. Admin 2, admin 3, for example, one more team. Just he'll go. Now, where is this man? Yeah. Here, I'll change, for example, stage. That's it. That's it. I will call like this module. From this folder, again, I'll do Terraform init, Terraform apply. So, reusability is this is the called reusability. So, what is mean by reusability? There is a one resource block. I just don't want to replicate into my local code. I want to call that. So one of your interview question is this is the question. Krishna. Modules is nothing but just have a folder. In the folder, you will have the TF files. In the TF files, you will have a resource kind of logic where the original resources will get created. It. Any thoughts, queries you want to ask on this? Modules can be in local or it can be remote. It can be in somewhere in the location like S3 folder or GitHub folder or something. You can call that place. Right now it is in my, both are in my local. So that's why I'm not giving the any path, just I'm telling source. I'm not giving any URL. I'm telling go to back folder, load that code here. Now, right? Now, if you apply this, the admin guy will come, admin 3 will come. Whenever they apply, what CIDR range? Just connect the dots. From where the CIDR number will pick. Try to just decode it. Yeah, tell me now. What's admin 2, admin 3, whenever they call, right? From where the CIDR number? Are they passing CIDR number here? No, right? Where are the values? like 10.2, 10.1, 10.0 something, right? Where are the values?
Subnet block.
Default values.
Where is the which file? Yeah, default blocks, correct. But we'll look for a file called one file.
That variable.tf.
Yeah, exactly. Variables.tf. Here, variables.tf. No, I don't want to reuse these default values. I want to overwrite these values. Then what I can do? Let me copy paste for now these values as is. I'll keep it here as an admin, right? The user. I wanted to overwrite these values. So copy this VPC slider range. Keep it here. This value, let's remove this one. Then VPC name, I want to go with my own name. I'm passing some values to module. I want to have my own values. I'm overriding the module values. I'm passing to values from module. Oh, good. Just a minute. I'll copy this. I need this as well. Password. You can, what I mean is, you can override the default values by passing here. Yeah, let it be these names. It will also confuse. That's okay. I'll leave this values default. Name can be duplicated, I think. The IDs cannot be. So here, slider range, I can keep it here. VP's name. You can say that dev, the naming convention, equal. I'll call this as is here. This I'll call as is here. This as is here. Okay. So from this folder, you can do one command called, I mean, which folder? Admin2, right? And do run command called Terraform format. It does automatically good formatting. Automatically lines will come very good in proper order. So I default value is 10.2. I want to pick 10.3 or 10.4 or 10.5 something. Let's say 10.3. So now wherever 10.2 is there, I'll replace it. Be careful. I mean, it shouldn't get somewhere collided. Total 9 places. Yeah, you can check like this number. I'm good. Now same way, I don't want to call here. I wanted to call this, sorry, 10.3 0.0/6. I don't want to call here also. I wanted to do one more. What I can do, var dot. Again, I can create here also inside my own folder, right? Admin2, the user folder, variables.tf, Terraform. That you can follow the logic. No need to hard code here again while you calling it. You can do var dot. That variables.tf again. You need to have one more tf vars file. You should have it. That way you can have it. You can override from like this. With this, right? So let's apply from this folder itself. Terraform plan. I wrote one module. I'm reusing that same module at multiple places. Just apply. Takes little while to update. Meantime, let's go and then Oh my God, somewhere wrong. Public. PUI public. What man? Public went wrong. Let this give me. Yeah, that is calling correct name only then. Yeah. That's okay. Public. While calling it should match it. Public, yeah, private is okay. That's okay. Both are matching. Otherwise it should be sound. Yeah, this. Don't think about the syntax. See here, you are not what my objective was one of the job. You will be writing the modules or you will be consuming the other people module. So you should know that how to call the module, how to override the default values like this. So like this. This is now other guy also. The other guy, let's say for example, the admin 3 guy. Let me copy paste that same code.
So this is creating three root tables here.
Second. No. No. Something. No, association. It is doing association.
Association to the
Yeah. Because it has to loop, right? First to subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3.
Yeah.
Let's go to admin 3 also. Parallelly, he can start his work. Parallelly. Admin 3, I'll copy paste as you see, right? How easy now the code. If you have the modules concept. Copy paste, I'll say that stage. Let it go. Okay. Stage. I wanted to do this in another region, not in the Mumbai. Let's go with some other region. Ohio, where the 3 zones are there, something. Let's go with the 10.0. So let's get created it. So now from where it is picking the region file, in which region it is getting created it, you should know by this time. In which region this resource is getting created, from where it is picking.
provider block na.
No, I have not defined that provider block here. Yes, that is whatever the answer you told is correct. Provider block, but I have not defined this provider. Like this, they'll have a lot of somewhere the dots. Yes.
In your AWS configure.
Yeah, exactly. The credentials path, the home directory .aws. Home directory is very important. Not only now, like as I said, .ssh, .aws. One more will come that when we go the concept. So it will pick from the .aws folder. You will have 2 files. We expect you should have this knowledge. Config and credentials. Credentials will have access key, secret key kind of, and then the config will have the region, the profile block, something. So now let me go for the console. This guy. What happened to this guy? Mumbai. Let's go for VPC wala. You remember what is the name we had given? Main.tf, admin2, main.tf. The VP's name is the dev. We had given the name called dev. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is the one, 10.3. This we were testing it. We can see that. Now go to the subnets. Somewhere. The naming convention app and all. App. Oh, somewhere we did data. Public. Pub subnet. You can see that 10.3. Whatever 10.3's naming convention are ours. 10.3. 170 default one. Now you can go to the route tables also. Dev. Think we were calling with the dev route tables. One is the dev, another is the dev. We will change these naming conventions. We'll do that. So here is the private subnets, here is the public subnets. So internet gateway also I did dev. One more. NAT gateway also dev. It's a NAT gateway. Takes a little time. Yeah, obviously it completed it. So you should know that how to write a module and then how to call a module. That is the one. Now let me create the same in another location, in another region. I want to create it. Let me go for the region which will have the, I don't want to make more noisy thing. You can check in the console itself how many zones are there. You will have here in the dashboard. I think. It's the limitations. Oh my god, that's okay. Don't care about. We got down. We have these 3 availability zones. We are good now. Let me do in the Sydney. That being 3 guy. He wanted to create the Terraform resources. Just he'll be calling like this module. There is no resource block. No need to do like the whatever we did. Already code is there. I want to reuse it. Like this you can call. The extra thing was he wanted to create in his own zone. In his own region. He can call that in the .aws folder. He can change that config file. The other way around is, the good way is go to create a file called provider.tf. Here you can specify that provider, say that AWS provider something, that naming convention, and then the region. You can call that also where that like this also. Provider block you can override. Only the block you cannot override in the Terraform is Terraform block. You cannot override that values. Other values you can override by generally. Now I can pick this name, AP Southeast 2. Yes, that's admin 3 folder. 10.0 stage. Let me come back in my folder. Admin 3. This is the one very important where the resources are there. I'm calling this as a module to other places. Like this. Yeah. Module, you should know that. When you see like this, yeah, you have to think it. Someone already implemented in this company. You should ask this question also, please. When you join any project, you ask it. You don't go with your skill set and then don't implement it. They'll have some kind of the protocol. Ask them the first question. Are we using any modules? Is there any reference code? Are we using it? Because the naming convention, they'll follow some kind of. You don't implement it. Even if any project comes, we ask a lot of questions to back to them. Ask this. Do we have modules? Is there any reference code? Do we need to follow some naming convention? Like this, you ask it. First, make like this architecture diagram. Here itself, your job is done. Next is only the implementation is pending. And then the writing that you remember, when I do manually, I was locked with the naming convention, CIDR range. Then I went for implementation. Lock it here itself. Architecture diagram, naming convention, CIDR ranges. Then ask them, do we have modules kind of thing? That is how you have to do. Okay. Let's do here as well. Terraform init. Did you save the file? Yeah. See how easy now the this guy creation, the VPC creation. Earlier we used to struggle, right? Where what and all here. Just write once and then call that code wherever you wanted with the module. Terraform. Yeah, it's getting created. In Singapore, sorry, what is this? Sydney? Mumbai. Oh, yeah, sorry, Sydney. In Sydney, we are going to create it. Plan also good. Apply. What is the naming convention of the VPC? I don't want to club that names. Yeah. Stage. Looks good. Admin 3 is provisioning in Sydney. Let's go with the apply. It calls the module, it picks the values. It will override the default values in the modules folder. Yes. Here I am the human is entering yes or no. But in the original projects, right, we will give this Terraform apply also to one tool. Instead of you doing it, your job is to write the code and then give that code to that tool. The tool will do for your job. You don't run Terraform apply commands. So that's where for the tool we will pass Terraform apply auto approve. First job is check the plan. Without plan, never apply. Thumb rule. Now go for this region as well. Check here VPC. I want to connect from one VPC to another VPC. What is the concept? I want to jump from one VPC to another VPC.
VPC peering.
VPC peering, and one more, the easy way, the recently it's been introduced tool called Transit Gateway also. Yeah. Now you see, oh my gosh. Well, immediately data. Go for VPC. See here stage 10.0 series. And then go for subnets. Yeah, app. You'll have to filter it. App, data, pub3, and then the route tables. Two route tables should be there. One more is in progress, I think. So, with that interpolation logic it will take care. But if you want to explicitly import, I want to do. Can you guys help me here? I wanted to execute one block after the another block. What is the concept you can use in Terraform block? Sorry, in the normally. I want to execute one resource after the other resource. I want to wait. Yeah, depends on. And I want to execute specific resource only. Let's say in this, I wanted to execute one mod. Let's say, for example, we'll have one more module. I want to call one resource block only. What is that concept is called? Yeah, target. You can launch modules also target like this. Terraform plan module dot this name only. That's it. It will apply specific target only. Instead of that, applying all the resources. Cool. So let's go to the console. See how fast we have created it. If you do this manual, at least like maybe you can count it for an hour. Now we did created two immediately, like within our time, right? Let's see the more. Subnets, route tables. Yeah, stage is this naming convention. We need to correct in this one while calling the right in the VPC. We need to correct it here somewhere. Route table here. There's a private route table here. I need to call like -1 private or something, that we will correct it. That naming convention. This is the one. Internet gateway is ready, and then you see it has been attached with VPC also, and then one more guy, the NAT gateway. Just to make it everything, I gave that naming convention public. So cool. So sometimes, right, this is the how to call the modules and all. Sometimes I have seen it. There is a kind of logic. If it is true, let's say for example, let me go here. Modules and let me close all these files. And I'll copy paste. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Admin 4. Just I wanted to experiment with this. Here. So, I wanted to make a condition. You will have this kind of scenario. I wanted to make a condition. I'm covering Terraform related, okay? if it is true, but in the real time also we use this kind of in the original projects also. If it is, if I true, I want to execute. Otherwise, skip that thing. Don't create this kind of thing. Create equal to true or false kind of flag. I don't want to create multiple resources. I wanted to control that, which resource has to be created and all. In Terraform, there is a concept called if condition. Like this we follow. So this is the, so it will check the condition true and then false. So usually sometimes right in the project you will see 1:0 something like this. So with that, right, I want to go and sample example. I need the syntax. Yeah, like this. Server very easy way. Is easy way. Where it is. Here it is checking count equal to var dot. Then pick this name. Let's go like this. Yeah. Let's see. Simple. So my objective was, if it is to create that block, otherwise skip it, that block. Very simple. I wanted the name. Symbol will be like this symbol. So simple snippet I want to do. So that's it. This symbol I want to do. So just for now, you can think that I forgot that syntax, sorry, to write it, but we use that block. Let me go to the first one. This one here. Yeah. We use a keyword called here also count. Like this, we will be having it. So what I mean is here, let's keep it 1. And then let's go with this value 0. This one. And then syntax. Random suffix. Yeah, like this exactly somewhere. Yes. This should work for me. Yeah. So keep this thought. In Terraform, we used to do like this. I mean, not in the Terraform. Usually in the big projects, right? Whenever multiple resources they wanted to skip, they'll go with this kind of logic. Replace with this count. So I say that my objective was, say that, yeah, this is the VPC underscore create. Is VPC create equal to true or false? Something. You have to pass VPC create equal to true, then pick this value. Yeah, this is a yes. 1, 0. This is true, this is false. I think. Yeah, let's like this. Now let me do format. So we will have like these conditions. So bulk of whenever you do resource, you want to skip. If you say false, this will not get executed. It will get like something 0. It won't execute 0 value. If you want to create, because you have to, the one value will get passed and then count equal to 1. If it is true, then it will get executed. If it is 0, no resources will get created. So that. Yeah. That the operator says you can use it here. Now, just keep this thought. So we will use this kind of scenarios. I want to skip something whenever there is a true something like this. So now what I can do, I'll create a one file called variables. This is admin 400, right? Variables.tf. So vpc.create. No declaration form, that's okay. Here, variable that matching one, and then the default will keep as a false. Now you see, right? Admin 2 executed admin 3 also. Now I'm as an admin 4, I wanted to create it here. Let's see. This is what my objective. Go back to admin 4 folder. Just I'm experimenting with true or false condition, and then we will control like this also. And then save. Zero and one. That is one. Yeah, next Terraform. You remember how many resources were creating at the time? Last time, total 24, right?
24.
Now you observe it here. Let's see. The plan should show us 24 resources are getting created and then something. No, oh, sorry. There is a I have copy pasted, right? This as is that folder. It picked up this file also. TF state. Let's delete that TF state. This should be here only. This internally is trying to modify that TF state file. Okay, let's go. Don't pick the TF state file. Yeah. Now do. See here, you see, right? It is keeping the total block. It is keeping this total block. So because of this condition. So you are saying here, I kept as a yeah. So this yeah. What I mean is these kind of situations we will use in the projects. When for this environment, only create this resource. Otherwise, skip that. So for that is this is the logic. This is the kind of condition. If you say 0, no resources will get created here. So if you say here, you kept a false, automatically it pick this value false equal to that. This value will get passed whenever in the if condition. Now I want to create it. Just you can put in the your own values file. Let me put it here. I created dev.tf_vars. For dev only create this, for example. Here what I'll do, epc create. Instead of default value, I want to override this value here equal to say the true. Now let's do the FMP. Main.tf provider will have a region where variables will refer the default values and then will get called. Dev.tf instead of Terraform df vars, right? I'm going with the dev. By default, for values, it will look for Terraform.tf vars. I made it little like confusion. Dev dot, when you run this command, right? When this splitted attribute, both are similar. Right. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see. Terraform plan. You have to pass like this, where file equal to dev.tf vars. Yes. See, now I'm overriding that values. So now the true value is picking up. I don't want to pass this argument again. Then you can do like easy way. Terraform.tf vars. Instead of passing, right? Like -var file, you can do like this. Just by default, it will pick the Terraform TF vars, the values like this. Save this file. Now default values will get ignored. You see that the 24 is getting added. Now I don't want to create these resources. So simple, you can say the false. Everywhere is the false. So you should know that how to control specific resources creation with the kind of condition like this, true or false. So we use this a lot in current projects. Like we will have a lot of modules. I want to skip here and there. I wanted to create it like this. We will go with this. And also I wanted to create like 3 or 4 something. We will control that value also like this here. 3 or 4 something. Any thoughts, questions you want to ask? Any modules, how to call a module, and then the control this logic. Any thoughts you want to ask? Any? Yeah. So
Just show us the root table logic once again, please.
yeah. This guy, right? You mean this guy, right? This is the association wala you were saying.
Yeah.
So here, right, the usual what happens here, I was calling the like star also you can call here like this, right? Star, let me go to that folder. Okay. We'll go to that.
Okay, we are creating 2 root tables separately, then we are associating with each subnet.
Yeah. See, usual what happens here is, let me tell you here. In the console, right? In the console, what we do, we create a route table. And then we will, in the route, when you create a route table, right? Like you create a private route and then the public. You created 2 route tables. Then what we do later, after, we created a subnets here. Then I will go to the console. Then I will associate, right? Subnets I will associate. That is what we did, right? In the console.
Yeah.
Associate. Here you will associate 6 subnets. Like you do. Here also you do associate. Then after association in the route table, then you will do in the route table one more, right? We'll do route also, no? You will route this guy manually when you do in the manual. You will route here NAT. Here you will do with IGW. So when I'm creating a route table, right? There itself I did a route. Here, right? When I'm creating a route table creation, right? They have a block route, but they don't have a block for association.
Okay.
So for that extra resource, I did for that extra here. This is the resource. This is, it doesn't do routing adding here, just it will associate that subnets here. So yes, for your answer, 2 route tables, 3 subnet association I did. One is for public, remaining 2 are for private. Why means here I need to call separate, right? Logic here public private app subnets. Again, I need to do for data. That's what I did here.
Yeah.
Good. So what do you think easy? Modules are easy, resource are easy. If you, let's say for example, if someone write the modules, calling that is very easy, right? Something. So one of your job, as I said, I'm repeating it. You will be going to writing the module team, or you will be the consumer team. If it is a big company, that is the thumb rule. Damn sure they'll be using the modules concept. They won't allow you to go with your own logic. Someone will write it, you have to consume that modules. That is.
So in the above one, instead of using element function, can we use this? We are calling this AWS subnet ID, right? Okay. AWS_subnet.app. From there, can we use the data dot then using count.index ID?
Yeah. That see at the end, you mean here is this is what you're saying?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay. In the same way, can we call in the above data function you have written, right? Element function.
Yeah, you can call it. You can get the existing subnet IDs, you can call one by one. Yes, you can do that as well. Yes. That you know right now. Instead of this also, no, what I can do is other way around. Yeah, this is what the interpolation. Yes, as you said, data also you can use. Yes, that is correct. I was telling the data or interpolation. Already I'm calling the interpolation. The above resource is there, right? Yes, you can use the data also. That's up to you. Yeah. Now, you see, right? Let me go to this folder. Just for theory, and then debugging time, we use this during the debugging time. I'm not creating the admin for. Let me go to the admin. Let me go. admin3 debugging purpose I'm doing. There is a tool called debugging time only. Like I want to debug something, some values are coming or not. Not in the real interview question, not, but I use something when I get I blocked somewhere else. There is a command called Terraform console. If you do Terraform console, right, it will open a new terminal, not my local terminal. It will open a new terminal like this. Here I can print like this. Let's say, for example, let me go to this folder, admin3. Okay. I want to print this cider range. How much cider range it got created it and all something. So for example, I want to print specific values under here. I'll be calling that values like the as you said, right? I want to call the zones availability zone names. So we use a one guy, right? What was that? To print to call the availability zone names, if you remember. Let me go here. I want to print a specific value is coming or not. Debugging time. Sorry, here in the net. I can call like this. Data dot. Yeah. This is the debugging time. Debugging time only we use it. Dot. Yeah. Then the attributes, for example, names available not been declared. Let's put like this. Same command. I think we are in the modules, right? I may need to prepend with the module. Take this. There is a one guy called Terraform consoles we use for debugging purpose. Let me keep it. Modules. In the outputs, you can see that whenever it does a plan, right, you can see that. Just bear with me sometime. Here, right, this way you can call. You want to call specific something. Let me keep it here. I want to print specific route ID or names or blah blah something. Let's say route table. In this folder only it will work. Current folder only. There is a one command. Dot, for example, ID. Let's run this. Copy. Terraform console. Paste. Don't care for now. That's the syntax. So my objective was here. Don't check the syntax. Let me take one more. I'm running. What I mean is here in this folder, in the admin3 folder, I'm running a one command called Terraform console. I took that control. This total TF state, I took a control. Let me open one more folder in the admin3. Terraform console to debug during the some kind of scenarios. I want to print specific values, something that is on. Let me go to that. I took another session. Let's say, for example, admin1 is running the Terraform console command. Terraform. The another guy, another admin also, he's also doing the Terraform. This guy is running, what is the command he is running? Console or plan or apply, whatever. This guy also is going to that folder and then taking the control. Let's see what happens. CD, desktop. Console is to debug. I'm trying another one, okay? CD. See here. It's not going to that like this, the other guy. Let's see, this guy. Clear, no clear. Okay, don't think. So this guy. See, I'm in the same folder. I'm trying to run one more command. Let's see one more. Terraform plan. You see, right? You are getting this error, one error you are getting, right? So keep this thought. If multiple people, I'm sure multiple people only will work, working on the same folder tf state internally related, at a time, Terraform will allow one person only to do that activity. Now let me take this. I'll exit from here. Yeah, I exited from the Terraform console command. Now let me try from another way. You see, right? It is saying it. Error acquiring it. So what happens here is internally, whenever this admin guy, there is one file, right? What is that file? Terraform dot state file. This it will lock it. Only this guy only can write or update at a time. If this guy try to write it, right, it will say that already one guy is took that lock, you cannot write it. This will throw an error like this. Terraform state. It is saying, right, there is one guy is logged, you cannot do something, it is saying it lock. But you can do force lock also, but that's not recommended. Yeah, this is what it says, right? Now you try it here, Terraform plan. So you should know that there is a Terraform locking concept is there. Somewhere. Invalid token, Ghana, our access key secret key is Ghana, I think, or something wrong. In which folder I'm doing it? I think this error will come with the credentials, I think. The credentials issue. This issue. Some credentials are having mismatch or something. That is security included. Yeah. So my objective is here. If you want to print specific values with the Terraform debugging, that I'll get that how to call that. That's somewhere syntax error. There is a tool called command called Terraform console. This is just to debugging. I want to print whether value is coming or not, something. That is the one. How do you call that values? Like this, the same interpolation. However you are calling, right? Same interpolation. Like for example, module dot stage dot side arrange, module dot stage dot something. Or you want to call resource, specific resource, then like this AWS VPC dot own VPC dot attribute. For data block, data dot something. That we will do in the Terraform console time. Console. Interactively, you can enter multiple commands. Interactively you can do Terra. For example, yeah, that's okay. I'll show that later. For now, console will lock your, that is the one. And then Terraform will lock TF state. At a time, one person only. At a time, one person. If other guy is trying to do Terraform apply, it will throw an error. That locking, tomorrow my objective was, I will send this file to S3. Then I will create the extra resources, whatever the resources, all these resources I'll create. But whatever resources I'm getting created, right, I'll convert them everything module. We will call them as a module. So what I mean is here, you see right here. Here I will create a resources. As an admin, I will call here in this as a module like this. This is. So my objective for tomorrow is we'll move TF state into the backend, and then we will see that lock. Then we will create these resources. That load balancer, we will associate it. That is what. Good. Can you guys help me here? What did you learn with the inputs? Please share. Can you guys please add? What did you cut? Yes, please share your inputs. Have to talk. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, what did you guys cut?
How to use modules, like copy of one code to other code.
Yeah.
And we also use this new count, how to use the count condition.
Yeah.
If else condition.
Heap state law. Yeah, so this is very important, overriding the values. That is right. Okay. So let me pass it tomorrow. My objective was, as I said, S3 backend storage will be pushing, and then we'll create the load balancer kind of module. We'll call that module into admin3 folder. So I'll do everything from the admin folder itself. Okay. So please, if you're doing anything, the final task, let me go for here. If I could have provisioned somewhere, just do destroy. When you do testing, right, just do destroy the resources from your folders. Terraform space destroy command. So guys, we'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you.
Record.